Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today we're doing the second half of my What Sold video, which will be for last weekend, Friday through Sunday, August 23rd through the 25th. And sales were above average for all 3 days, so I can't complain. I had several really nice sales still going. I think this was like the end of the really good sales, and everything else has just been back to the ebbs and flows this past week.
So kind of like that old song by all I can come up with is Conway Twitty, and that ain't it. That ain't it, and it ain't Vern Gosdin. What is wrong with my brain? Merle Haggard. I could not come up with the. Are the good times really over for good?
No, they'll be back. They'll be back. No question about it. Fourth quarter's right around the corner. Today is September 1st. You've got a month, y'all, before fourth quarter officially hits. So get those profit piles listed.
It's too late. If you ain't got it listed by now, you're a loser seller. You ain't selling nothing in fourth quarter because it's too late.
Stop it. Stop it. But I am making a major change. I kind of
Wait, hold on. We got to go back to that. I say that because we have a giant pile here that's been building up at your feet.
I talked about it in my last video. I'm going to quit this. Quit making piles.
It's hard not to because, you know, I want to get 20 things listed today. And so you take the things that are going to be complicated and you set them aside so you can get the 20 done.
Yep. Just get her done and go upstairs and get out the other stuff that needs to get done. So, yeah. I've got to quit it. I need to pick it up today, maybe in a few days. Pick it up and decide right then and there. Is it going in the donate? Is it going in the trash? Or am I going to get it listed and set it up in my cube and force myself to get through them and stop with the piles?
So major change.
Major change.
Wait, am I going to be around to see the results of this, or are you making an announcement to me too?
No. Now, I talked about it in the last video about I'm going, at least for right now, all of my 1 pound and up calculated shipping items, I'm going to make Ground Advantage the first option. But I've also, we had our reseller meetup last night, and one of the topics of conversation was about the UPS Ground Saver.
And Ryzen High?
Mm-hmm.
I think mentioned it in one of your comments.
Right, in one of my videos. And so that's the great thing about our little reseller meetups. We get to, pass ideas around and see, who's going to do it and who's going to try it and what other changes are you making. Because it's an ever-changing business. You can't just, the days of list it and forget it are gone. And that's how I used to be. Just list it and let it be. But no, you have to be very proactive to keep the algorithm happy. But I think I'm going to also include UPS Ground Saver because I noticed a lot of times it's, 15 cents or so less than even Ground Advantage. And I'll just kind of see how that goes. It's not going to be the first choice because, for me right now, I have an amazing mail carrier who, scans my packages right here at our home. And for UPS, it's probably about a 15, 20-minute drive.
15 or so, yeah.
So, if I started getting a whole lot of UPS orders, I might consider doing the, what was that called that we did?
Pickup.
The Smart Pickup. Back when we were doing it for Amazon, it was like $50 a month. But if you had a lot every single day, it might be worth it not to have to, one of us has to stop what we're doing and take the packages to the UPS drop-off place. So
we used to take for Amazon the packages to the UPS store, but we were shipping out twice a week, a lot of times 10 to 20 boxes that were over 40 pounds. Mm-hmm. And it was just a hassle to get them loaded into the vehicle or a trailer. And if it was raining, we had to it was just a hassle. It was just easier to pay them to come pick it up. But the reason you're doing this,
right? I
want to make sure we're clear on that, is if Scott and Christina live here. So if they have the same exact item we do, same condition, same perfect match, and they have Ground Advantage listed as their first choice,
and I still have my priority.
Somebody ordering that is going to see their item as costing total cost is less The price is the same, but the shipping cost is going to look cheaper for their item than ours. So therefore, we're going to put that first. And it hasn't been that big of a deal because it might be, 50, 60, or 70 cents difference between priority and ground advantage for a lot of things, for 2 pounds, especially nearby zones. But with the latest rate update changes a month or two back, there's a big difference between priority and ground advantage now, and it's making a big difference in shipping costs, which is making our items less competitive.
Yep. So our next step also is, because I had priority first, I still was using a whole lot of priority shipping boxes, which are free to us. But today Robert's task is go check into the different sources, including Grainger.
I'm going to look at Grainger, Uline, Zorro. Rhonda got Junk in Your Trunk, told us about that one. And the Boxery on eBay, which is where we've always gotten them. But if we're ordering larger quantities, it might be cheaper to order them elsewhere. Because the Boxery had free shipping. It was easy to calculate and everything. But those other sites, I think you have to pay for shipping unless you order enough. Then maybe you get free, or buy their version of Prime shipping, you might get free shipping. So we'll have to consider all those different costs as to see what's going to be the better choice. So if you've got a different site you order from than those, let us know.
And like Grainger for us is an hour and a half away, so it's not going to be a convenient thing unless we can figure out. Somebody had told us that you can pay an annual thing and then shipping is free. So that's all the things that we need to check in today to figure out how we're going to be able to accommodate ground advantage and buying our own boxes. Because the big one that I really am concerned about is the shoebox size, because I ship a lot of plush in that box. So that's the big one.
Sorry, it was Blueberry Lane.
Blueberry Lane.
Yeah, she commented on our
yes.
our most recent video about that. And so they ship quite a few items, and they use I think it was the Grainger, the
membership or
Grainger
whatever.
Prime, whatever it is. And they've got a website. I think it's blueberrylaneshop.com or something like that. Go check it out. They do a lot of holiday decor.
Oh, there you go. So, thank you guys whenever you make these comments that points us in directions that are going to also help us, with our business. So,
and we try to spread the word so that, help everybody out.
Share the wealth, right? Share the wealth.
That's one thing that really, with our meetup group, share what you know, and you share $5 worth of information and you get $20 back.
Yes, definitely.
I don't know how else to say it. That's just a numerical.
Right.
It's a silly way to say it probably, but you get more. The more you share, the more you get back.
Yes. All right, let's get to this then.
So I'm still around?
No, you can leave now.
No, but I mean like permanently. I mean like.
Yeah, you made the cut.
I made the
for
cut.
Another 12 years or so.
Great. I'm gonna be stressed about that in 10 years.
Y'all, 2 Etsy orders. 2 Etsy orders. No Poshmark, no Mercari. I'm just going to shake my head. I am not understanding this right now. Just not understanding it. I have over 1,000 listings back on Mercari and Poshmark. And I'm not making any sales. And I'm doing the sharing. I'm doing that kind of stuff. I'm not sending offers. I'm using List Perfectly's share option right now for Poshmark, but it doesn't send offers. And frankly, I'm hoping, I would wish that people would send me offers that I can consider. But like I had one this morning, it's 50% off my original price. So no, but on Etsy, I sold this Spooky Hollow Fiber Optic Pumpkin from Joann Stores for $20.95. And a really nice sale was my second little Tomy Princess Sweet Sea Mermaid. I sold the other one. It was in much nicer condition. I think it had some extras, accessories with it. I want to say it was over $100. But even just the mermaid by itself sold for $89.95 on Etsy. And then eBay. If you're new to my channel, I don't do free shipping on any of my platforms. So when I say somebody bought or paid $16.95 for something, they also paid shipping. So this is a Build-A-Bear cat plush. I'm not quite sure. This must have been a Ben's pickup. I pretty much stick away from Build-A-Bear anymore. This was listed in February, so I'm not sure where it came from, but it sold for $16.95. Just born peeps, rabbits, and chicks. I've been making small lots of them. All of these had their paper tags, so it was just a given that they would all go together. And they sold for $22.45. Disney Pixar Cars die-cast lot. I pick them up as I find more. You know, my go-to thing is I end that listing, you know, take pics and update it and bump the price up. I just do that until it finally sells. This one sold for $12.11. Now this is just another example, not a high dollar sale, but y'all, this is just one little piece to an action figure thing. I want a bunch of action figure stuff, and I also will pick them up in the bins anytime I find them. And then I use that Facebook group, Action Figure ID group, to help me identify what it goes to. I think I've got 2 examples of things in these solds that, you know, I just posted on there, and almost immediately somebody knows exactly which action figure it went to. This was a Die-Tarn 3 die-cast robot missile, and it sold for $5.72. Lego minifigures. I don't have very many of them left. I bought a bunch of a large lot of Legos, and I pulled all the minifigs out, and then I divided them up into little small groups. These were the Harry Potter pieces, and they sold for $23.35. Build-A-Bear, bought a bunch of them a couple months ago at a yard sale. This may be from that. It may be just anytime I go to the bins, if I see Build-A-Bear clothes, I go ahead and pick them up, and I make small lots. Usually, you know, if I have shoes and an outfit, you know, $8 to $10, $12. I've made... This was just kind of a hodgepodge, some skirts and shirts and a pair of sandals, and they sold for $20. LL Bean men's jeans. Y'all, I am loving the Express Lister on List Perfectly to help me identify pants. I think, yeah, I used it on this one. It just, right there's your title, you know, LL Bean men's comfort waist jeans size. You know, just make sure when you're using the Express Lister, if you haven't tried it yet, make sure in the first 6 pictures you put your tags, because that helps it identify exactly what you're selling. And then, you know, I don't tend to put measurements in my listing. It does put the measurements for me, but I really want my buyers to look at the pictures and, you know, make sure that they've seen the exact measurements. But, you know, a lot of times it points out to me that there's a difference. Like on this one, it told me that the inseam was 27 inches, not 29 inches, which made me go double check to make sure everything was fine. And so then I was able to put that in my description. But I'm loving it. I'm going to start expanding out into other things also. Right now I've done some shoes, and all of my clothes I'm putting through the AI generator, and I'm just loving it. But these sold very, very quickly for $15. Well, let me show you. If you haven't watched my other video on using the Express Lister, let me show you what it does. It gives you this. I use the one that says just the facts, because I'm a just the facts kind of person. But it'll put these little bullets inside of your listings, and then I still am adding the line that tells me what my custom SKU is and all of that, but you know, and how we've done our measurements. But I love it, love it. All right, Robert picked this up recently, I think at a estate sale or a yard sale. It was called A Pattern Language, Towns, Buildings, Construction, from 1977, sold very, very quickly for $32.35. Miss Me women's orange shorts sold for $22.21. I've been trying to list 10 clothing items a day, and I have probably 100 or so still to go. Plus, we've got bags and bags still of clothes to get listed from just all the bins that we've been going to and yard sales over the summer. Here's one of my treasures. And I wished I remembered where I got this. I knew something was unique about it. At first when I picked it up, there was writing on the foot, and I thought, well, somebody has written on it. Let me show you what the foot looked like. Somebody had, wrote their name on it, to take it to daycare or whatever. But no, this is the artist's signature. Unfortunately, mine was very faded and faint. Definitely keep your eyes open for Phoebe Phillips. This was just an adorable little bear plush lovey because it's kind of floppy and flat-ish. But it sold for $99.95. And I didn't know what it was when I picked it up. Sometimes you just get a nice surprise. Rocket Farms Mini Cup Espresso. Picked this up recently at an estate sale or a yard sale. Didn't pay much for it. It's mini, very little, and it sold very, very quickly for me for $7.05. Fujifilm waterproof camera. This was from RJ's grandpa. I got a bunch of photo equipment from his grandmother, and I've been slowly but surely going through those totes. I went through one. I think I've still got 2 more to go through, but this was just down in one of the totes, and it sold for $9.86. Y'all, look, that waffle weave Morgan thermal blanket sold, the one with the balloons. I walked up to a yard sale, and I could see it through the tote, and I knew to go to that tote immediately. That's where I found a whole bunch of Teddy Betty Bear ensemble sheets and blankets and pillowcases and some other Baby Morgan waffle weave blankets. And this one sold for $69.95. Baby Genius flashlight projector light sold for $15.25. Blue's Clues Tickety Tock and Mailbox squirter toys. I think it came in a box lot. I picked it up at one of those kids consignment sales. Probably paid a couple of dollars for it and divvied it up into sets of 2. And this set of 2 sold for $8.05. Sports Illustrated swimsuit magazines. I went through my profit pile. I had tons and tons and tons of mostly car magazines, but these were mixed in with it. Finally processed all but one tote. I still have one tote to go through, but sold for $30. Ty Cuddly's Floyd the Frog. I just showed this recently in a haul. Must have been from one of the bins bags. And it sold very, very quickly for $11.66. Ty Baby Pups Dog from 2015. There's a pink version and a blue version. They sell well for me. And it sold for $15.71. Plastic Jet Plane Airplane Fighter Lot. This was from my profit piles when I've been going through them at the beginning of the year. Looked similar, so I made a small lot. Some people might have just discarded them thinking they're just little plastic airplanes, but they sold for $11.66. IKEA Green Dragon Hand Puppet. I find this one quite often. Sold for $9.67. Russ Lullaby Bunnies musical plush. I actually have had 2 of them. I think you pulled the cottontail and it played music. Sold for $17.95. Dogman. This was in a recent haul video. I want to say maybe it came in one of the red, white, and blue mystery bags, and it sold for $8.96. Legos. The next 2 was one buyer. In the offer, he told me that his son had just started liking Legos and didn't have very many, so he was trying to buy him a lot, but then he bought some minifigures with it. I ended up taking his offer of $26.96 just on a miscellaneous bunch of Lego blocks. And then he also bought these Disney Cars minifigs for $5.63. And I did combine the two orders. Travis Matthew men's golf shirt sold for $23. I sold quite a bit of clothes that weekend. Ryder's women's jeans, size 20W petite, sold for $11. Chalkware, slowly but surely they keep selling. These were some wall hanging elephants, sold for $17.95. This sold instantly. And funny thing is I have another one that's been listed for a while, but I had the little pink bear listed, took it down when I found the little rattle toy next to it and made a new lot. And it sold, like I said, immediately for $12.95. Another pair of shorts, American Eagle women's denim. Oh no, this was a mini skirt, sold for $15.01. And then these American Eagle women's shorts, $13.21. Arizona jeans, just listed them and got an offer of $13 for them. You know, Arizona jeans tend to be long tail for us. And when I got an offer, I think it was the same day I listed them, I just went ahead and make it gone. An Under Armour men's t-shirt with patriotic themes sold for $10.68. Didn't even have time to go on sale. Briar cloth horse from 2010 sold for $13.50. Anytime I see Briar, I tend to pick it up. Either the horses or, you know, any of the plush. Sylvanian Families Calico Christmas House. I want to say this was a Ben's pickup. It was in a little gallon Ziploc bag. There were some like woodsy figures it mixed in with it and a few other things. I just separated all that stuff out, and you know, it needed a little Christmas figure. It was missing some key pieces, but still sold in like less than 2 months for $16. Fordlet Brown Rabbit plush from 1990. I find that brand on occasion. It's usually really nice quality, which is the first thing that catches my attention, and it sells for me. This did take a little bit of time, but $11.66. Balls to Picasso. This probably was from an estate sale that we went to that almost all of the CDs were like 50 cents on half price day. I bought quite a few. I wish I'd have bought them all because I've just picked like a dozen or so. And this one sold for $8.05. 5 cents. Walgreens Purple Rabbit. Again, I just listed it and it sold very quickly. From 2019, $9.86. Lennox Snowman figure. I think this was an estate sale pickup, so probably paid $1 or less for it. And it sold for $10. Here's another example of, you know, an action figure piece that the Facebook group helped me identify. It went to Ninja Turtles and it sold for $6.08. I mean, itty bitty stuff. I've got a bag over here that I just need to, it's so small, it just kind of sits there. And every once in a while I think about finishing it up because there's probably 50 or more minifigures in there that I need to either get identified or just get them listed. It's always something, right? All right, Applause Fluffy Bunny Rabbit plush with the purple dots. You know, that would have caught my attention. And it sold for $30. Now, this was, to me, it looks like a doll size bear. It was 4 inches tall, and, you know, I still will list stuff like this because, you know, somebody else is going to probably know exactly what doll that went to. and needed as a replacement. And it sold for $9.91. Gans. I know it's supposed to be Gans, but I swear I want to call it Gans. These are called Flatapats. They are loveys that are kind of shaped like the whole animal. This is the blue puppy dog, and it sold for $17.95. Picked these up recently at an estate sale. I can't remember how much I paid for it. $1, $2, or $3, somewhere in there. And they sold in less than a month for $26.95. They are vintage Corningware detachable handles. Now these were in the box lot of stuff that I picked, that my friend Sam picked up for me. I paid $50 for a huge lot of vintage Fisher-Price Little People. All of these were damaged, you know, broken tails, broken ears. I think, yeah, broken ears on the dragon. The dragon is the most highly sought after piece, I think, for the Little People. You know, I've got mine sitting right there, and I've recently just sold another one that was in this same set for like $40 some. Don't just discard these. Somebody still will buy them. They'll either remake them into something else, or they will repair them, or they're fine having at least a dragon instead of, you know, waiting to get a better dragon. But all 4 of these sold for $19. Jellycat Nibs, the bunny rabbit, sold for $36.95. Very cute. All right, blue M&M plush keyring. I'm pretty sure this was still from my Hybrid estate sale. This was from the last 2 boxes of stuff that took me forever to get processed, but it's all listed. Most of it has been sold, but this little miniature keyring plush sold for $8.96. And my best sale of the weekend, another sale for over $100, was this. This is a Stuffins Lisa Frank Sky the Pegasus plush. I'm pretty sure I picked this up at a school sale that we went to. Let me look at that. Yeah, last summer. So I probably paid $1 for it. And I couldn't find very much on it. I think I ended up going to WorthPoint to figure out who it was. It was more, you know, it had the Pegasus wings. I'll have to show you guys in a second. I had it listed really high, but this person sent me a message saying, you know, would you take $100? And I went back to her and I said, you know, how about $125? And she was instantly sent me a message back, sold. So she sent me an offer, I accepted, and I sold this plush for $125. But I'm going to go ahead and remove this so you guys can see what she looked like more close. Here, she had the Pegasus wings. There's another one that doesn't have the Pegasus wings that doesn't sell for as well, but there was her name, Sky. Just very interesting. But this is one of the small 8-inch plush, not even one of the bigger ones. So definitely important to show, you know, she had her paper tag, which I think also helped. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this. I have got to get videos made so that I can start getting some more stuff processed. Lots and lots of work to do. Tomorrow is a holiday, and we have decided that we are actually going to relax, maybe do a little barbecuing, and, you know, just kind of rest the body, rest the mind, and get ready to really start in on getting stuff processed and listed on Tuesday. All right, y'all. Time to get to work, though. Bye.
The good times ain't over.